for the ladies, ladies, ladies. It's the ladies first Chit-Chat crew. It's time for the ladies, ladies, ladies. It's the ladies first Chit-Chat crew. L-A-D-I-E-S, I-E-S, I-E-S, L-A-D-I-E-S, and we're up first. L-A-D-I-E-S, I-E-S, I-E-S, L-A-D-I-E-S, and we're up first. Speak what you want. Be great. Speak what you want. Be great. Speak what you want. Be great. And we're up first. Bonjour, unboxed. Bonjour, unboxed. Bonjour, unboxed. And we're up first. Yes, ladies. That's dope. Yes, ladies. That's dope. Yes, ladies. That's dope. And we're up first. It's time for the ladies, ladies, ladies. It's the ladies first Chit-Chat crew. It's time for the ladies, ladies, ladies. It's the ladies first Chit-Chat crew. One time for the ladies in the house. Two time make the people scream and shout. Lachelle, Chandra, Crystal with Nikki, Unboss, Ed, May, and Nikki. L-A-D-I-E-S, I-E-S, I-E-S, L-A-D-I-E-S, and we're up first. L-A-D-I-E-S, I-E-S, I-E-S, L-A-D-I-E-S, and we're up first.
I love that song. I just love that song.
I know, me too.
My favorite part. Lachelle, Chandra, Crystal with Nikki, Boss Ed, Nikki. That's my favorite part.
Hey.
Good morning.
Good morning, you guys. I'm laughing because I'm over here like, chicka. I'm like over here like, aging myself. Chicka. What's up, beautiful ladies and gentlemen? Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Ladies First Chit-Chat crew. What's up, Angie Catlett? Hey, what's up, Mama Watts?
Good morning.
Oh.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Y'all look
everybody.
good. Y'all look good in your blue.
Do it look tired, child? Because
It looks
You got
good.
it on my nail. Oh, you can't see my nails.
your nails are blue?
Yeah.
Ah,
You can't see them.
They're like baby blue?
Yeah. They have like little
Oh.
specks in it of blue and pink.
yeah.
Mhm.
Fancy. You're fancy, honey. You're fancy.
Try to be.
I missed the red lip, member. I'm about to go put on a red lip.
You can get your red lip. Listen, we're talking about the unexpected, but you are the expecting. So
You are the
we are grateful to have you here.
Well, praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord, saints. How about you guys? I'm a little tired.
Yeah.
I'm in Utah.
Hey.
I wish it's so y'all ever been to Utah? It's so pretty out there. It's
Gorgeous.
just it's gorgeous. And I got in late last night. You know, I'm 2 hours behind us Eastern Standard Time. So technically I got in 1 o'clock our time.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to share something with y'all just off the cuff before we get started. I want my friends make fun of me. I'm one of those people that no matter if I'm staying only 24 hours, I unpack my bag.
So do I.
It's like my wind down and I put it in the thing and
That's
I
me
put my
too.
toiletries up
That's
and,
not me.
and then I take a shower and
I
then
don't
I
want to touch anything.
you don't pack anything, Nick?
Yeah, I don't want my clothes. I don't want anything touching anything. Now that's the craziness about me. I want everything to stay in my my familiar. I don't want to put my clothes in a drawer. I don't.
That's how Brittany is too. She's like,
I won't walk on the floor. It could be the nicest hotel. I bring an extra pair of shoes, like slippers. Well, they're not slippers, but flip flops.
I mean, I definitely do that. I definitely do that. But I'm the girl that leaves the bag at the door, completely cleans the whole room with Lysol, and this has been before Corona. Okay. This is when I would tour. People like when I was younger and I had to tour and I had to have a roommate. My roommates would be like I'm gonna wait on the bus until we get our room until she gets settled because it's gonna be another 30 minutes of her cleaning the room before we can go in. I'm that person. And I like for real clean. Like I used to carry, I have to find this picture to show you guys. I have a picture of a little carry-on that was my cleaning extra food and cleaning supplies.
That's my kind of roommate. I'm with you.
If it looks clean, I'm good. I unpack everything. My suitcase is completely empty. Like I live there.
Stuff up. And even though I know I'm about to put it back in the suitcase at night, I just.
So do I.
And it unwinds me. I took a shower. This bed is really nice.
I'm the happy medium of all of us.
My dirty clothes get folded in a separate bag, and they have to face a different direction if they have to go in the same luggage to come home, or I put it in a separate luggage. Like I am that one.
I do bring a laundry bag to put the dirty clothes in. I do that too. Listen, when this Ladies First Chit-Chat Crew tour takes off, we're gonna have plenty of stories.
Help us all.
And don't go to a hotel that's old. Like everything will be covered with towels. Anybody who has an issue with people wasting and stuff like that, that's me. Because I'm not touching a thing. Everything will be from corner to corner covered with a towel. Wow. And I'll still be in my flip flops.
I was downstairs. I didn't teach my class this morning. I had already decided because I knew I was getting in late, but I did get up and go to the gym for like 30 minutes, just get my circulation going. And I went to get something to eat, and they have this, you can get an omelet and all this stuff. And they're so funny. They're so cute. They were like, it's $10. I said, you get all this for $10? I said, that's amazing. They said, where are you coming from? I said, New York City.
They were like, oh, in that case, it's 40.
Right. We made it $10 an onion.
So I was sitting there just waiting for I haven't even eaten yet. I brought up here, and this cute little man, he kept looking at me, and he was like, you look too young to be down here with all the people, because it was a huge senior population downstairs. And I said, I'm on East Coast time. He said, oh, so it's about 9. Okay. He was like, why is she sitting down here? But y'all, it's funny when you do go to different places, the mask, I mean, it's like it doesn't exist. I was the only person getting my stuff. Like,
no, it's New York. New York single-handedly is a different climate, culture.
We were hit the hardest.
Yeah.
And we're not trying.
I mean, in every facet, even just like before this pandemic, like if you go away and you like really do parallels of how we act in New York versus somewhere in the Midwest, somewhere, even on the West Coast, it's totally different. Totally different.
Yeah.
It was just crazy. I'm sitting here like getting my food and have my mask on, and people over talking over the food, and I was like,
it's funny you say that. We were at Cheesecake Factory.
My anxiety.
Monday or Tuesday, and I was watching the waitresses as I'm standing there with my mask on, and she had other waiters and waitresses around her. I was like, she's got too many people breathing over them people. And she's just standing there and they're like looking at stuff. I was like, you need to take, I said, is that what they doing with our food? Like, you have got to, can't have people standing over your food like that.
We're definitely wearing masks here in North Carolina. From what I understand, there was they dropped the mandate and then they picked it back up. So everywhere people have a mask. And also in North Carolina, you can go from one place to another place very quickly, which is not the case in New York. So people don't even take them off in the street because they're just going right into the next. Right. Yeah, so everybody's wearing them. So I'm grateful for that.
Hey, Lachelle, to the left. I like that swoop-de-doop you did with your hair. You're looking
Thank
good.
you. Got a little crunch and was like,
Look
listen,
at you.
all my hair is an accident. I'm like, okay, wait, that's staying. Now what do I do with this?
Yeah.
She's like, don't ask me to do this again.
Please don't.
Yeah. Can't replicate, but it look good today.
Well, today, y'all, our topic is how do you respond to the unexpected situations? I mean, talking about the pandemic and unexpected situations. Before we get started, I do want to shout out our sister Crystal, who experienced the unexpected last week with the death of a dear friend, a titan in the music industry. Crystal, we're sending you our love. I know you're going to be seeing this later. Sending you and your family and friends so much love today. And also, speaking of unexpected situations, our dear sister was already this morning. You know, she's been spending her time getting up early, going swimming. She had her blue out and was ready. And all of a sudden, she heard a cat in her car. And speaking of unexpected situations, boom! What's up, everybody?
This is a situation.
Yes.
This is a situation. I had a cute little baby blue dress. I got my whole thing done. I did do my safety laps this morning.
Very nice.
Let me tell you, I'm so focused in the pool. There was this fine young man. I got in the pool with this cute little black bathing suit all cut up. It's like speed over there. It's like cut off. You know, I got to be sexy in the pool because you never know.
Mm-hmm.
And he's looking at me. The man is looking at me like she's getting in the pool. At that point, my eyes are half open. I'm like, shit, I just got to get in that pool. And then he moved to the side because I had to share the line. And he's like, good morning. And I'm like, hi. And all I could see the time I'm swimming from one side to the other, the man is like this.
Yes.
I'm thinking to myself, if he keeps on turning his head and lifting, and I wanted to be like, yo, bro, stop stopping and start swimming. You're about to get like a neck.
Don't stop the flirt.
Don't stop the flirt, the unexpected.
I did check out all the tattoos on the water. I sure did. I'm like, oh yeah, tattoo one.
Listen, Edme, me and you are holding down a single woman fort in here. Don't be messing up our flirt flow.
I was so focused on getting my damn laps because I'm like, okay, I'm on the timing. I'm like, okay, at exactly 9 o'clock, I got to be out of the pool. And I'm like looking at the clock and timing, but at the same time, I'm seeing this dude checking. I'm like, okay. Then he gets out the pool, and literally, like, I'm coming off my laps, and the dude is like this.
Yes, hello.
And I didn't stop.
An unexpected early morning flirt.
And then boom, clack, like Nikki said.
And look, how did you handle it, Edme? You ignored him.
No, I'm
sorry. Give him the number.
I was focused on two things. I'm going to impress the shit out of him, show him what it is to swim.
Okay.
And getting my swim so I can get on the show on time.
Got
and then the
mission
unexpected.
Accomplished.
But then my car decided to make a whole lot of noise, and my car was like, "Not today."
Yeah, better safe than sorry, friend.
Maybe it saved you time because that the unexpected was about to happen with your car, so it saved you time to keep it simple.
Yep,
with him. I'm just saying, like
that's true.
He was an unexpected too. What'd you do with it?
Listen, I've seen the brother 3 times swim.
So he'll be back.
Scared. He's probably scared because I swim faster, even if he's like.
He had a membership to the club.
Oh yeah, he needs to stop watching and start talking.
He will. He will.
In the meantime,
why you gotta talk? How come you can't talk to him?
Yes. Yes.
Look at her.
Take it from those who are coupled up. They obviously know what they're doing, Edme. So I'm like,
because every time
I'll tell you,
I'm gonna answer that question, Chandra. Every time I open my mouth the first time, every time I do the first gesture, every time I'm the first one to do it, ending to shit again, and go be in my potty mouth. it's not leading to what I want. So I'm gonna do the old fashioned sit back and let them be men. Men need to chase. They like
Try
to
a different
chase.
approach.
When they chase, they feel like it's more valuable. So and
Okay.
plus I need to feel valuable. So I need to let them chase.
Okay.
Hey.
Well,
All
you're doing
right.
what you need right now, so that's all good.
And right now I gotta change my casket. It's gonna cost me $230 that I didn't expect to pay. But you know what? Actually, the funny thing is that I was talking to the mechanic and it was like, oh, let's just fix that car for another 4 months. And he was like, why? Your car is fine. He's like, that little Versa, hold it for another year. The market is bad for new car. He's
Mm-hmm.
like,
It is.
your car is working fine. Everything is looking good. Let's just change that little gasket, that little pipe issue, and then you're good.
That's good.
Well, it could have been worse, so all good.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So
But
I
I
have
gotta drive the kids, so I'm gonna be safe and stay calm in that unexpected situation.
yes, that's exactly where I was going, May. I was like, so you have this unexpected situation this morning, and when you heard the car rattling and everything, you know, I'm like, how did you handle it? And you just said it. You stayed calm. You went to go take care of what was important. You thought about what was important first. Yeah, it would be cute if I get home and put my blue on, but let me get home, put my blue on, and then my car fall apart. And you took care of what was important first, and that's you and your family, and making sure you have transportation for moving forward for the rest of the day safely. Right?
Mm-hmm.
My Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. I'm gonna go back because I took a note yesterday of a book that I was reading, and I'm just gonna hold on. I wrote the notes. So the note says, in any moment of decision, the best you can do is the right thing. The worst thing you can do is do nothing.
Hmm.
Say it one more time, Emily. Say it one more
Hold
time.
on. I gotta go back to my notes. In any moment of decision, the best you can do is the right thing. The worst thing you can do is nothing.
Hmm. And then there's everything in between.
I
Yeah, and
understand.
I was like, that totally relates to what we're talking about. When things happen, what do you do? Do you act on it? Do you sit back? Do you let it happen to you? Or do you try to make the best out of it?
I think one of the things that was going through my head yesterday, I know, just to let the audience know, on Thursday, we got in this really deep conversation about things that happen unexpected.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, my first thing that I go to is, of course, always is Billy's accident. So unexpected. But last night, when I got into the hotel room, I started thinking about the things that are unexpected, that are positive, that are
Mm-hmm.
amazing. And it was funny when we started talking about this, the first thing I think about are all the things unexpected that happened that weren't that great at the moment. They didn't end up turning out to be okay. Um, but what happens when what's the difference of responding to the unexpected when it's something amazing and positive that you just did not see happening?
Mm-hmm.
Um, i.e., LFCCC baby, or how do you respond versus responding to something that is like, do I melt down or how do I handle it? What
Mm-hmm.
what's the difference? Are we doing the same thing, but at the moment, because one thing seems so tragic and the other one seems so, let's shout for joy? Are we handling it the same way? Are we staying calm, but it just feels different? That's something that I want us to talk about today as well.
That is interesting, that concept, I guess you can say, because I think it goes back to when I was talking about pivots and what happens when you have to pivot. A lot of times it's the feeling of succeeding, having that one time of feeling like, oh, I did this, makes you feel like you can do it again and again and again. And I think that's the same with receiving or going through something that's unexpected on either spectrum, is being able to know that feeling, because you either don't want to feel that again or you want to feel that again. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so I feel like when it comes to um the unexpected of something positive, it's like once you feel that positive 5, you're like, oh my God, how can I get that again? Like I want that again and again and again and again. And then your expectation level grows bigger and bigger and bigger. So it ain't as unexpected anymore. But I feel like on the opposite end of it, it's the same way. It's like once you have something that unexpectedly happens to you, and then you feel what that feels, you're able to navigate something unexpectedly happening again in a different manner. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's interesting. I have very many examples, but I'll hold. Shelly, your face.
I'm like, what are you holding back on the examples?
It's too many. I got to go down the gamut and pick one.
Yeah. You know, to me, I think that there's a little bit of a difference in how we respond to the happy, unexpected moments and then the more burdensome, unexpected moments. I find that there's a tendency to go into really taking some sort of blame or finding something wrong with the choices you made or where you are. Like something unexpected happens, right? Most unexpected things that are burdensome, most of the time will involve money, right? Like, because you need to put money at it on, it could be anything. If it's a death, if it's a car, if it's like, you got to bring up money. And I think when people start to, they immediately assess what they see as their own level of resources. Right? How much patience do I have? How much money do I have? How much time do I have? Right? How organized am I? And so a lot of times, especially women, we run on empty in every way, right? We run on empty in so many ways. And so when the unexpected, not so happy, unexpected things come, we go into this guilt mode, I find. We go into this blame mode on top of dealing with the not so exciting unexpected, right? If I had done this, then I'd be prepared for that. If I'd have put myself first before, then I wouldn't be so wiped out by this now. And then on the flip side, when the fun, exciting, and we have a hard time getting out of that space. We have a hard time getting out of the like strugglesome, unexpected things because we keep cycling in our minds. Long after the thing is done, we can still find ourselves there mentally and emotionally in a way that doesn't feel good. On the happy side, we can be excited. A lot of times we are, I could tell you this for a fact because of my work, suspicious. Like, why is this happening for me?
Why is this happening to me?
Right? Why me? What's going on? Right? We will look around to see like, maybe someone else, this is for someone else, or someone else deserves this. We don't blame ourselves for the great things as much as we blame ourselves or put ourselves in that negative space around the harder things that come up unexpectedly. So I think, and I also don't know that we stay in that space of joy as long as we stay in the space of stress. And we need to think about that.
Wow. Yes, so true. Do we stay? Will we get those?
No, that's factual. That's factual. That ain't even a question. That's factual. No, we do not. No. We do not stay in a place of joy.
Why longer. Not? Right?
Because it's uncomfortable and it's unfamiliar.
Oh, that's so
to a lot of people.
That's insane, but it's
true.
It
is insane.
Joy is our comfort spot.
That is the pure reason why I made a promise to myself for my birthday 2 years ago now. I don't know what year it is. Anyway, some time ago, that I'm not doing anything that doesn't bring me joy. Period. Period. Point blank. Yeah. I mean, in every facet.
And let me say, when you do that, when you make that declaration to yourself and you really try to hold to it, when the unexpected, unhappy things come, you have the emotional and mental resources to give it the attention it needs so you can get through it with some swiftness and then get back to your joy.
That's so right. Go ahead, Nick.
It's so funny you said this. lately I've been saying ever since we started this show, I've been really practicing what we preach and, embracing these new habits that a year ago I would really have to think about it. Whereas now things are just, I'm responding differently. I had something unexpected happen to me on Thursday that was regarding my finances. I had, in a good way. Y'all know I'm always like, Nigga Kern, Chandra Lachelle, Crystal, and May. Mom, something happened and I woke up. And let me tell you what I did. Billy was dying. I made up a damn song like I was 7 years old. When I was a little girl, when something great would happen, my mom would tell you, I would make up a song and da-da-da-da. I was in my living room. Got favor. Hey. Yo, I was stepping side to side. I said, Billy, we got.
Please, Billy. Did he record it? Please.
I was like, we got the favor. I was like, y'all, like literally, sometimes you go, I'm about to shout, but you're really just standing there talking. I literally started. This was such an unexpected thing. I got excited and I just literally went into like a natural praise dance, started making up a song. My heart was beating fast. Billy was looking at me like, okay. He was just like, you know how he do with his little leg. He started stuffing. He had his crutches. He was like, blah, blah, blah. And I just had
passed out. I just passed out.
I just walked in. I just walked around my living room. But I noticed that I responded to this unexpected, whereas in the past, I would have been like, okay, is this a mistake? What happened? Well, why is this happening? And maybe, well, let me call. Maybe it was a mistake, or maybe it was this. And my response was, yes. And then I sat down.
Yeah.
At first, I was about to pay everybody that I owe. But I said, let me just sit down. I was calm. I made a list. What do we do first? Like, let's not go crazy. Let's still make sure we can take care of things. And this. And it really, I thank the Ladies First Chit-Chat crew, where we honor the voice of the everyday woman, for what we talk about. I've been practicing, and this was one of the first moments that it came natural and not,
I love that.
I should do this because this is what we talk about. No. So I'm just saying that as we start to practice and put these things in that we talk about, the stuff that we get from our viewers, the stuff that we get from each other, eventually we'll respond differently without even thinking.
Oh yeah, it's in your psyche without you even thinking about it.
I want to underscore what you were saying, Lachelle, because for the first time I got a visual of what it is that I do, and we've heard me speak about. We've talked about things that, for all purposes, have dealt with things that have happened that were unexpected, right? And specifically negative things or things that, you're not too happy about that have happened. I've shared how, okay, let yourself have the moment, respond to it. If you got to cry, get upset, whatever you got to do, take that moment and then basically dust yourself off and focus on, what do you do next? Because in any opportunity, you have an opportunity to make a choice, right? And the choice that you make, which is really pretty interesting, when I listened to you, you talked about getting back to your joy. And I never really thought about it in that regard. I just thought about, I'm going to get through this. I'm still going to push myself forward. But if we were going to give ourselves a visual, the visual is, okay, this happened. How do I get myself back to my joy? Right. So for those of us that don't find it, or for those that do not find it that easy to deal with the unexpected when it's negative, I would offer, looking at it in a way that says, okay, this has happened. Like I said, give yourself that moment. But remember, you always have an opportunity to make a choice. Right.
and you can choose for you what you want, how you want to change the story, right? Or, you know, how you're going to make this situation different, because it's just a moment in time, right? We have to remind ourselves it's a moment in time. But I would offer that the extended thought of this is bringing yourself back to your place of joy, just like Lachelle just said. Like, I never really, to me, that gives me something to visually hold on to and to move towards. So I think that's awesome. The other thing you talked about, unexpected things that are joyful. It was interesting because it came to my head yesterday. I was driving. I was like, man, you know, it'd be nice if one day somebody planned something unexpected for me, like a surprise party or whatever the case may be. Like, I've never had that, like, right. And I was thinking, I really didn't think of anything joyful, right? And as I'm listening to us, I was thinking there's little things that are joyful, that are unexpected, that although we appreciate them, when we talked about this topic, it's in such a big space of dealing with the unexpected. I didn't think about it, right? And this morning, I got a text out of nowhere. And the text said, I've been meaning to tell you that you are looking super fabulous, turning back the hands of time. I love you and keep winning, sis. Happy Saturday. And it just touched me in such a way. Not somebody I talk to on a regular basis. It is one of my sorority sisters and really good friends, somebody I love really deeply. But those are the things that are unexpected, that just put a little extra step in, in what you're doing. Even, on my birthday, some of the messages that people wrote, to me on my timeline, and even, the things that y'all did, like, those are really special things to take in, that are, they're not small, but they become small when we start to think of such the gravity of such what big things may happen that impact us. Like, you get a job promotion that you really, really want, and or you get married or you get divorced, whatever the case may be. Like, those are big events, right? So I just wanted to bring spotlight onto, there are things that also happen to us that are unexpected, that are happy, that maybe we're missing.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to notice.
Chandra, you said Chandra running. Is she running on the pulpit? No, I agree 100% with you, Nikki. Oh, what is this, Chandra?
This is a game that I play when I have, and I'm surprised I haven't done it with you guys yet, but I normally do this with groups of friends, and it's, you make this for all your girlfriends, and basically we all are, let's say we're all together, and you come, and literally Lachelle writes 5 things about each of us. About one thing about me, one thing about Nick, one thing about you, whatever. And you just put it into this jar. And when you're having those days where you're like, whatever, you just go into your "you are loved" jar and pull out something that one of your sisters or a close friend or something reminds you of, like, I love you because you are so this, that, or the third. This is something, I love a jar. Yeah, no, I love a jar.
I love a jar. I was just thinking that.
I love a jar. But that when you just said, like, those notes or things like that, it just reminded me of these, like, you are love jars. Or even just like, I have upstairs in my office space upstairs, I have a little clippy of the same little notes that we did at a Christmas party maybe like 5 years ago. And it's just little things that when you're just kind of like not 100%, you just go grab, and it just reminds you of, like, your community, who you are. And it's just not the big, huge things, because you're right. There are so many large things that happen unexpectedly, expectedly, or whatever. It just makes you feel like we're creating all these memories with huge things. But then we forget about the small things. That's like your girlfriend telling you, girl, I see you. You've been working out. I see you, girl. Like, and that means so much more to me than a manager saying I did good at work. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to tell everybody, get a job.
It tells you, it tells you that people see you, and we have to remind ourselves, because we wrap ourselves sometimes up in the wrong things.
Yes.
We have to stay focused on what matters. And even if people are getting lost in whatever that big thing is, you're getting divorced or whatever happened to you, it hit the news. Don't lose sight of who you are, letting it to define you. Stay focused on staying, moving towards your joy, right? Like you said, Lachelle, and keeping yourself on that path. And don't dismiss the little things that, or maybe I should be saying, take note. If anybody is in that situation right now where things are not going great, start noticing some of the little things that are happening around you that are trying to remind you,
yes,
you're still okay.
Yeah. And I'm so glad, Nick, you went back and tapped on what Lachelle says, because it's resonating with me as well. Just thinking about when those unexpected, quote, negative things happen, you do get to sit there and think about the joy. Like I it's making me go back to Billy's accident. The joy in it was we had 43 people in that waiting room there praying and supporting us, and this, and that's the you know what I'm saying? Like I just, you saying that, Nick, just made me, I'm thinking about all the things, the unexpected, when someone breaks up with you. Lord, praise, at the time I was crying, but praise the Lord, that woman, just thinking about those things. I love that, moving towards the joy. And
it made me think about just recently my whole like storm incident with the cars and everything. Like,
oh my God, all those people that came together to support you. Like, you can't even dwell in what happened, because the outpouring love of people to support you. And that's so important. You feel, I mean, I don't want to say this because I'm not standing in everybody's shoes, but if you don't have people around you, then you need to get people around you, because nobody should be alone.
Yeah. But you know what? I think in this case too, like we talk about energy and spirit realm also, right? And it wasn't even that because we didn't know they were doing anything for us.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's the love.
But it was something like in the spirit realm. Don't let me get churchy on y'all real quick. It was something that was like in the aura of what was happening that kept us at ease, because there was no time. I mean, I could probably say like maybe once or twice I was like, ooh, like what is happening? Like we just lost 2 vehicles. Like, we both need cars to do everything. We live in Egypt. Okay. We need cars to do, but it was some type of just like ease in the air that was like, you're good. You're going to get through this. Chill out. And like every step of the process was so easy per se. And it just kept that chill mentality. And I know with us, and I feel like it's because there was the friends and the coworkers and the clients and people surrounding us that kind of just was doing their thing without even us knowing, that was creating a chill atmosphere for us that would allow us to relax. So I'm saying that to say the universe is always creating for us.
Always.
Right? And it's about us being tapped in enough to understand or feel what's happening around us, and I then allow that to navigate how we act or react in circumstances. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I could have easily in that case been like, oh, woe is me. We just lost 2 cars. We got damage in the back. We have this, blah, 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 easily. Because that was happening next door to me, and the next door neighbor to them, and so on and so forth. But it was just something in the air and the atmosphere that was so calming through that whole process that literally, I don't even know, what was that, like a week and a half worth time span? We went from, what are we going to do? We have lost 2 cars to driving off the lot with 2 cars and then having payments for 6 months. I was like,
you guys we all can align ourselves with the ease and support that the universe provides when we make a choice, right? Back to Nikki on Boss, when we make a choice to align ourselves with the negative and the stress, the universe will line up with you.
That's right.
Right. And so you want to find your space where no matter where you are in the unexpected, whatever it is, you got to make a choice now in this moment when you're not dealing with an unexpected, right? You're here with us. We're in this room together. You have to make a choice that you will choose to be at ease and connect to your joy, your text messages from your friends that remind you of who you really are. You will make that choice in those challenging, unexpected times to only give your attention there, because Chandra's example is perfect. The universe is always at work to make things what they need to be for you with ease. Yeah. Our chosen anxiety and our choice to focus on the negative puts up walls that doesn't allow what is in the ether to give us what we need.
Wow. Put some perspective around choice, right?
Yes.
It's interesting because part of the conversation we had this week when we came up with this title was sometimes people will say or feel like they've never been taught, right, how to deal with the unexpected. Something doesn't happen well or whatever the case may be. So perspective around choice, because people may, in my view, immediately what comes to mind in terms of handling that, there's like what I think I just wrote down, like 4 stages. There's breathe, think, focus, and then act. And when I say breathe, it could be literally, all right, let me take a moment. Or it could be totally letting yourself just cry it out, right? But the point is you give yourself that moment to breathe, like just let it all sink in, right? Then after that, you need to think, right? And that's where we start to visualize, like what you were saying, right? Getting back to your joy, whether it's you're literally focused in on that joy, but getting back to that good place, right? When you start thinking about where it is you want to be, then you focus, right? And with that focus, it's funny, this week I was doing some research, just trying to, I don't know, give my daughter some words of wisdom, you know, mom. And I was reading stuff about champion mindset. They talked about this focus. And when you're really focused, right, you could feel what it feels like when you're in the right place, or when you're going in the right direction. So it's focus, right? And so when you know where you're going or you know where you want to go, now you start to execute, you act. So I say that just to help hopefully put some perspective around choice, because it's not that easy maybe for others to realize I do have a choice that can take me in a great direction. So if you can't see readily the choice you have, my suggestion is to breathe, give yourself that moment. Now think, right? Really get some clear perspective. You could take a moment, right? Then focus, because now you know where you want to be. You don't like where you are, or you do, and you want more, whatever the case may be. And then you'll know exactly what your choice needs to be. And then that's when you act.
Honey, just pass the plate around.
Yes, election. That was, and I love that. I love that you said that.
Play the benediction music.
Yeah, I know the benediction music. I love that you said that, because when we talked about sometimes we learn or observe how to handle situations, and sometimes we need someone to give us a step by step, a plan.
Yeah.
And I think about, I mean, this is perfect. Like you said, pass the plate, the benediction music. If sometimes some people do observe and see this, like maybe it's from their parents, or friends or big sisters, whatever they see do it. But then sometimes they just need someone to say, hey, breathe, think, focus, and act. I can tell you just by saying that today, somebody, when something happens, whether today or something else, they'll just go, Nikki on Boss said, breathe. She said, paint. And she said, focus and let's act.
Give yourself the space to win.
Yeah. I want to say something. Let me say something. Often when the not happy, unexpected happens, we go from, we don't breathe at all. We hold our breath. And then we immediately skip to focusing on everything that's going wrong. We skip the breathing and we skip the thinking. And we go straight to focusing on what is going wrong. And this is what I want y'all to understand. The universe comes in to help at the point of focus. It will give you what you're focused on. So you have to make sure that you breathe and you think about, like Nikki Umbaugh said, where do I want to be? More of this or away from this?
That's right.
And then focus on where you want to go. That's when the universe comes in and says, okay, this is where Lachelle wants to be. Let's line up everybody. Let's give everyone their marching orders to get her there. When Shawnee lost those cars, her focus and Autumn's focus was, we need new cars. It wasn't, oh God, the cars, they got destroyed. What we gonna do? What was in it? It was, we need new cars. That was the focus, and that's where the universe comes in. And so remember, this is so critical. You got to allow you, pay attention to see if you're breathing. You gotta breathe, because what's happening is gonna keep on happening whether you breathing or not. So breathe, think, and when you focus on where you want to go, that's when all the help comes in.
Yeah, I have goosebumps.
I want to add.
Go ahead, mate.
I want to add. I love breathe, think, focus, and act. I think we forgot assess. We have to assess. We have to breathe. We have to assess. Observe. Nikki, you said observe, assess. Why? Because I think sometimes we miss a very simple point, is to look at the situation, take a step back, assess the situation. And sometimes we think that we need more than what's actually needed. And if we actually really take or even change the lens and look at it a different angle, assess the situation, assess who you have, assess what's going on, and then compare that assessment with where you want to go. And from there, make the adjustment in order to keep you back on track, on the road, on the goal, on your purpose, your reason, whatever it is. I think the assessment is very, very, very crucial. I'm finding myself now, I'm directing a team of people. My daughter is getting to a new stage of life. I'm finding myself more and more of, I used to always react, actually taking a step back and really just taking a second to breathe, to really looking at what's going on. What's the situation? Is the situation really what it appears to be? Is it really a dramatic situation, or like what is going on really in that situation? And kind of like removing all the layers of the situation, really assessing it. And then from there, it has allowed me to make the better decision and react in a different way, and then to really think and then act on it. I think a good assessment is so crucial on really helping us make the right decision in the right direction. Of course, comparing that with the ultimate goal, like you said, where do you want to go? Where do you want to be? That's all I would add to it.
You know, it makes me think of us as athletes, and it's crazy that you were studying that this week, Nikki, is because that is like my whole upbringing. My father was an athlete. My mother was an athlete. You know, my parents bred athletes. Like that is our life. But that is the teaching. And I don't even think they realize that they're teaching manifestation and the universe coming and working on your behalf for athletes, because they teach you, especially in injury crisis, they teach you like you have to see yourself back up running, walking, playing whatever sport it is that you're doing, jumping. You have to see yourself jumping higher than you were jumping before you were injured. You have to see yourself getting up out of the bed. You have to visualize the next part of your wellness journey if in injury purposes. But it just made me think, like, my dad used to always say that all the time, like, especially if we got hurt when we were playing whatever we were playing. My brothers played basketball, my sister played volleyball and softball, but it's like everything. Who's like, do you see yourself standing up again? Do you see yourself working? Like, get up out that bed. You don't visualize it. And it's just crazy. It's just crazy because it's like, this is stuff that we are taught and not really given the full gamut of like what it is and how it is. And that's what I always say, like 99.99999% of what we know is what we're taught, or what we see is because a lot of times it is what we're taught, but we don't know the full gamut of what it is because who is teaching it to us may not know the full gamut of what it is. So we're going off of parts of what it says, like that phrase, you know, a master of what's the phrase?
Master.
Jack of all trades,
yes, a jack of all trades is a master of none, and then everyone stops there. But the whole phrase is a jack of all trades is a master of one, but it's still better than none. That's the whole thing. But we stop at that because that's what we've learned. Right. And that's what is pushed in our face over and over again. But when you realize that there is more to it, there is more than just seeing where yourself. Now you have to focus on that, you know, so the universe, so I know I have to focus on this so that the universe can meet me halfway or more way, 60-70% of the way, whatever it is, so that we can get to the other side versus the whole gamut of like you're doing it alone. You know what I'm saying?
It's so funny you say that too, Shani. That's great. Yeah. Yes. I think about, you know, when you're talking about from an athlete standpoint and what your coaches do and instill in you with that breathe, think, focus, act. And sometimes, you know, I know some of the coaches do know that they are instilling life skills when they share with you with this and visualizing. But I think as a young athlete, you don't realize that. And I'm thinking about some of the things when I've gotten into unexpected situations myself. I do breathe, I do think, I do focus, and I do act. And, you know, I think about some of it is also, you know, watching my mom. But Johnny, you brought it to me. Maybe that's how I respond, because that's what I've been doing since I was 12 years old. That's what I've been doing when I was a college athlete, when I was professional. When things happen, you got to breathe, think, focus, and act. When you're going down that runway to jump, you got to breathe. I had to think, I had to focus, and then I act. So when things happen, because I was already doing that
in that practice,
when prime example, Billy's accident happened or something else happened, all of a sudden, you know, I always share this with you guys. Some of my stuff is because I am emotional and I put my heart out there, that sometimes people get surprised when I can be honest to tell you guys, when Billy's accident happened, I didn't realize so many people were worried about me, but I literally think people were shocked at how I breathe and I thought and I focus and I act because I'm emotional. And I think some of the things that I had to work on with myself, just because I'm emotional, I put my heart on the sleeve. When shit hits the fan, I will breathe, I will think, I will focus, I will act. But I'm realizing all of it is coming not only from what I observed from my mom, but what was instilled, the life skill that was instilled in me since I was 12 years old. And that's why, and a lot of things are coming to me too. I know Billy always says, he thinks that every child should do a sport or at least some type of activity, some type of club sport, some type of club meeting, some type of group, so they can start to get these things instilled in them. Because sometimes they're not learning them at home or they're not learning them out in the street. I just had to put that out there. That was just what happened with me.
These choice words from my daughter yesterday, so I will be calling her after the show. It just helps us, or helps those that may need it, an idea of when they're in that moment. If you can't, you'll hopefully think of those 4 things to help you get through it.
Mm-hmm.
It might not be perfect, right? But those 4 things will at least stop you to stay focused on moving forward.
Yes.
If you allow it, right? Mm-hmm. And like you said, that's what Chandra was emphasizing too. Once you start figuring out where you want to go, what you want to be, you're putting it out in the universe, you're manifesting, what you want to happen. I mean, like, this is great.
But I want to put out there to us and our viewers, if you notice with all of us and the people that have written into us and some of our viewers that have spoken to us, as a result of tuning in and having this village and this community, their focus has been in a very direct and positive way. Mm-hmm. And the universe has been aligning with everyone and moving forward. And I want to put out there to our viewers, we touched on a lot of things. Nikki talked about choice, Lachelle talked about joy, Shani brought in her love jar, talking about having a community. Emma talked about just assessing. I want to put this out here to our viewers. In the words of Lachelle, in the words of Nikki Boss, show up for yourself. Mm-hmm. In the words of Shelly, grab a sister and then grab another sister. Because let me tell you something, this community, this village right here will put so much into you that as you go throughout your day, you're going to breathe, you're going to think, you're going to focus, and you're going to act. And that focus will align us. Like Shelly says, the universe will align with us to keep those positive things just coming and coming and coming. So when those unexpected things happen, when it's good, we're not questioning ourselves. We're standing in the joy. And when it's unexpected, where it's quote not so good, we're focused on all the things that are good, and we take that breath, we think and assess, we focus, so all the good stuff can come to us, so we can act.
Right.
That's right.
Right.
What's really important is everything that happens to you, fortunately or unfortunately, I think, challenge me, whether it's good or bad, it's a moment in time.
It sure is.
And we just have to remember whatever is happening is a moment in time.
This too shall pass.
And compare it to anything else in your life.
Mm-hmm.
So know and remember that, as they say, this too shall pass, right? Or, there's always the next, there's always more, there's always different, right? Where everything that happens to us is a moment in time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I saw this
so great about us being together.
Yeah.
And so great about everyone who's journeying with us, because if nothing more, none of us are experts, right?
No.
But we're reminding each other every week not to,
give up.
Right.
Let me say something, Nikki, when you were just talking about bringing other women in, the visual I got, I don't know if y'all remember Finding Nemo, and they were trying to get to like Australia, and there was this stream of fish that they like got in because it carried them where they were trying to go. Like all these fish were in this flow going where they were trying to go. So they jumped in it and let it carry them to where they were trying to go. That is exactly what the Ladies First Chit-Chat crew is. We are this very strong, positive, powerful current of energy that any woman can tap into and use it to lift her up, carry her when she can't carry herself, teach her things to carry on, and teach her things to help other women carry on. So when we say grab a sister and have that sister grab a sister, we mean it. I really am challenging all of you to find a woman between this week and next week who is not in this flow with us, and invite them in and text them right before and say, hey, don't forget, I'm looking to see you in the next 10 minutes or an hour, because this is that life force we really all need for all the unexpected moments. When the unexpected moments are hard, we need this life force. And when the unexpected moments are amazing, we need this celebration, right? Which is a life force. We need our sisters to cheer with us and celebrate us. And we need our sisters to hold us up. So again, I am super grateful. This conversation today has been, it's been good.
Amazing. We're going to start to wrap up, but I do want to leave us with this. Breathe, think, focus, and act. We're going to say it again for the people in the balcony, right, Shawnee? Breathe, think, focus, and act. Thank you, ladies, for hanging with us today. Like Shelly said, you heard her. She said it. And we're going to keep on moving together, growing together, breathing, thinking, focus, and acting together. Yeah. We love you. Does anyone want to say anything before we wrap up, before we close out? Anything?
I'll say something.
Go ahead, Meg.
I'll say something. Just go back to the show. When the unexpected happens, you have to believe in yourself. Have faith in yourself. Don't forget who you are. Definitely think, focus, and act. But don't have faith in yourself first. Always. Because if you have faith in yourself, whatever it is, good and bad, you're going to be good. I'm going to quote Mr. Bob Marley. It says, we all know how to be strong when strong is the only thing we can be.
That's right.
Love it. Yes.
It's the only option we have. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Everyone have an amazing weekend, an amazing Saturday. We will see you next week. Bring your sister and bring your other sister and your sister and your sister. Okay. Bye, y'all. Have an amazing week. We love you. And we'll see you next week.
Who's first? Lady. Who's first? Lady. Who's first? Lady. What time is it? It's time for the ladies. It's the Lady First Chit-Chat crew. It's time for the ladies. It's the Lady First Chit-Chat crew. L-A-D-I-S, and we're up first. L-A-D-I-S, and we're up first. Speak what you want. Be great. Speak what you want. Be great. Speak what you want. Be great. And we're up first. Bonjour, unboxed. Bonjour, unboxed. Bonjour, unboxed. And we're up first. Yes, ladies. That's dope. Yes, ladies. That's dope. Yes, ladies. That's dope. And we're up first. It's time for the ladies. Chit-Chat crew. One time for the ladies in the house. Two time make the people scream and shout. Lachelle, Chandra, Crystal with